So right now, we're going to be looking at scaling. We've already looked at some of it, but even with the area. So just looking back, you guys remember if we double the lengths, what happens to the area? It doubled the area. So it's quadrupled 4 times, right? What if we tripled the lengths? Then it was triple. So 9 times. All right, what if I quadrupled the lengths? Then it'd be 16 times the area. Yeah, quadruple the area, all right? All this is extremely important because on the test, you'll definitely see questions like those up and down. But this one is a nice scale drawing. And it says the scale drawing of the house is shown. The scale is 1 unit is 2 foots. Any walls that are between units are exactly halfway. Like this one right up in here. You guys see that one? It's like a little halvesy right there. So we would just say that that is a nice halvesy. Same with over here on this one. There's a little half part right there. So if it's half a unit, then how many foots would it be? Yeah, bam, 1 foot. So we just got to keep that in mind as we look at these. The balcony off the bedroom has dimensions in the drawing 7 by 2. Complete the table including the appropriate units. I know some people get confused because there's 2 balconies, but it's the bedroom off the balcony. The other balcony has a dining room off of it, so we're going to be looking at the bedroom up in here. Alright, this balcony, as we can see, let's label the dimensions. This is 7 by 2, but that's in units. So what would the footage be on that? The actual dimensions? Yeah?
14 feet by 4.
Excellent. So we got 14 foot, and this one would be 4 foot. Bam. Alright. Well, they gave us this table up in here. And we got to find, well, we can already fill in some of these, right? We know the balcony length was 14 foot. And the width then would have been 4 foot. But what about the areas? The actual area of the balcony, 14 times 4, would give us 56 square footage. But if we look at the model or the drawing, that would be a 7 by 2, which would be 14 units squared. So we can see that we doubled the lengths, and 14 times 4 would give us that 56 right here. So by doubling the lengths, we also quadrupled the area. So what is the scale factor to get from units in the drawing to feet in the house? All we did was we doubled the units, right? So the scale factor would be 2, because we multiplied by 2. What is the scale factor to get from square units in the drawing to square feet in the house? Again, we just doubled that. If the architect includes a bench on the balcony that has dimensions 2.5 by 1 units, what are the dimensions of the bench in the house? Okay. Well, 2.5 by 1, so we're going to double both of those to find the footage for each of them. So yes, that would give us a 5 foot by 2 foot bench. By 2, yeah. So doubling the 2.5 gives us the foots. Doubling the 1 gives us the other dimension in foots. Yeah, we'll complete the table for the bathroom, including the appropriate units, but on the back, right? So right here, we're looking at the bathroom. And for the bathroom, we can see it's this area up in here. So let's look at the bathroom length in the drawing first. So we'll just count these units. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's interesting. Nice square bathroom. So this 5 by 5 bathroom the actual house length would be 10 by 10. And that's in foots.
And for the drawing, it's
So the area of the drawing, and these were in units, right? So this would be 5 times 5, which is 25 units squared. And the actual square footage of that bathroom would be 10 times 10. So that'd be 100 square foots. Now be careful, make sure you label these, because on the test, if you label them incorrectly, minus points. What is the ratio of area in the house divided by area in the drawings? We should know that already. For example, this area, the area in the house was actually 100 square foots. And we're dividing that by the area in the drawings, which was 25. And when we divided these, we get 4. Yeah, so if we had found the area in the whole house and divided by the area in the drawing, we'd still get 4, or if you guys really want 4 to 1, doesn't matter. Because the scale going from the drawing to the house is 4. You multiply the area of the drawing by 4 and you get the area of the house in square footage. Alright, if the backyard in the drawing has an area of 150 square foot, how big is the area of the actual backyard of the house? Yeah, so this is the kind of question you can expect on the test. So, notice what we did with the area on these. We just quadrupled them. So we just need to quadruple this 150. Take the 150 here, and we're going to multiply it by 4, which is... So the answer is not 600.
Oh, 600 square.
Very good. So I wrote square foot. It doesn't matter if you write feet squared. It's the same thing. All right, if the walkway to the entryway is 6.5 units long in the drawing, how long is the walkway on the house? So we know every one of those units is 2 foot. So we take our 6.5 and multiply it by 2 foot each. And yeah, very good. That'd be 13 foot. Now is this one squared? No, because this one is just length, which is one dimensional, so we got 1 foot. Use the drawing to determine how wide each interior door in the house is. Oh, very good. So if we look at the map up in here, we can see that each of these doorways well, they appear to be, to me, it looks like they're about 1.5 each on each of them. The entry is a little bit bigger, but this one talks about the doorways in the house, right? So, yeah, so, I mean, the balcony doorway right here is also 1.5 right there, but the entry is 2. Well, is it 2? No, the entry is still 1.5. Yeah, so all of these appear to be about 1.5 units. So each of those 1.5 units, so 1.5 units, each of those 1 units is 2 foot. So we'll just multiply this by 2 foot, giving you a 3 foot wide doorway. 3 foot. Oh, so maybe we went a little far on that one. On the drawing, then, each of them would just be 1.5 units. Now that entry still looks like it's about 1.5 squares. Yeah, that's fine, too. So we'll ignore that entryway. Either way. Yeah, because this one just asked about the drawing. So the actual answer for that is 1.5 units. Now, approximately how long is each bed in the house? Well, let's take a look. So here is the house. Let's just focus on where there are beds. So let's see.
8 feet, they're 2.
Each of them.
So they're like
Here's this bed, which is about 4 boxes. This one's 3. And then this one right here.
That's the bathroom.
Oh, well, let's ignore that one then. Some people can sleep in the bathroom too, whatever.
Wait, what? Iron sweep?
This one appears to be the bed right here, which also is 4 boxes. And that's it. That's the only 2 bedrooms that we got. It's a 4-unit long bed for each. All right, so how long is each bed? Well, they're 4 units. So we're going to multiply that by 2 foot for each unit. And that would give us an 8-foot long bed. By counting the number of square units in the master bedroom in the drawing, calculate the area of the master bedroom in the house. Include the area taken up by furniture. Okay. All right, the master bedroom, if we look at the squares, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 by 5 would have given us 30 squares up in this area. Go back. This one. This one, this one. Bam, that's 30 units right there. But then in addition to that, the master bedroom has 3 by 4. So this one, that would be 12. So up in count there was 30. Right there's 12, but there's also these little halvesies right there. So you also got a 1.5 as well. So overall, it appears that there's 43.5 squares. Yeah, so adding all those together, there was 43.5 units that were squared, or square units. All right, well that would be the area in the drawing. Let's go ahead and find the actual area of that master bedroom. So what would we do with the area on this one? Multiply it by 4. Very good, yeah. So we're going to multiply these by 4 and we'll see what we come out with. So yeah, it appears that comes out as 174. That wouldn't be units squared anymore, sorry, that'd be feet squared. That would be the area of that master bedroom. Yeah, let's look at the different way to look at how we got that 4. So let's go back to the grid. So I'm looking at the entry here. It doesn't matter where we look. I just need to focus specifically on one square, like at these. Well, every one unit is 2 foot. So each square is a 2 foot by 2 foot square. So the area of each square is 4 square foots. So if I had 10 squares, like in, I guess it was kind of the bathroom, right? If you had 10 squares, you'd have 10 of these 4-foot squares, which would give you 40 square foots. If you had 100 squares, that would be 100 of these 4 square foots, which would give you 400 square foots. So that's why we're multiplying by 4. And that's why when we double length, it quadruples the area. What is the total square footage of the house, including the balconies? Show your work, labeling the expressions for each step with what they represent in the house. All right, well, let's take a gander. So for this last part, we're going to include the balconies. And we already found out the area of some of these spaces, right? But as it turns out, I'm not going to find the area of each space and then add them together. I'm just going to find the total area, and then we'll be done. I will add the balconies on here at the end because the house without the balconies, we can see is just a rectangle. So if we can find the dimensions of the house, we already found the area of one of the balconies. We just need to find the area of that other balcony, and we'll add those on. All right, so let's look at the dimensions up in here. So if I look at this line, how many units is that? So I got 12 units by, what is the length right here? 21.5. Okay. So this is a 21.5 units right here. So the area of the whole house up in here is a 21.5 times 12, and that would give us the area in units, 258. Thank you. And that would be in units squared. All right, now let's find the area of the balconies. We got the small one, which was 7 by 2 already. We already found it. That was 14 units squared. But then we got the area of this other balcony up in here.
It's 6.5 by 3.5.
We'll do 6.5.
It's
So,
22.75.
so yeah, this one, thank you, 22.75. And that also is in units squared. So let's add all these together. And that will tell us the total square footage of the house.
294.
And that also is in units squared. Now this is not the area of the house, this is just the area of the house on the drawing. So each one of those square units is 4 foot. So let's see if that's right. So let's multiply these by 4. And that should tell us the actual area of the house with the balconies. 1,179. And this would be in feet squared. That didn't come out right. Let me rewrite that. So the total area of the house with the balconies, 1,179 foot squared. Bam. So that would be the answer to, what was it, 12?